I always get asked if being a sissy makes you gay, and there really isn't a straightforward answer. I think the most concise way that I can say it is that it depends on you and how you view yourself and your sexuality. And I know that isn't a straightforward answer at all, but before I go into a long-winded ramble and kind of give my reasons for that, if you want me to tell you yes or no, this is not the video for you, but I can help you decide. My view on whether sissies are gay or not is that they kind of sit in this in-between space. One of the things that you have to think about is, do you just want to dress up? So I've done videos before about feminization versus sissification. Feminization is being girly and pretty and wearing feminine clothes, and being a sissy is being more slutty and promiscuous, more sort of like a bimbo idea, and maybe going into like the free use fantasy. Although they can be similar, they're not exactly the same. It kind of depends where you see yourself. It also depends if you are interested in men while you're being a sissy, or whether you're still only interested in women. And one of the other things is, if you are normally straight and you become sexually attracted to men when you're dressed up, do you take that outside? Do you fantasize about that in the rest of your life? You've got to kind of work out where you stand on it. Sexuality is very fluid and it's not something that really needs labelled, but you're here so you clearly wanted an answer. One of the things that we're going to work out first is, do you have any attraction to men? No? None? Never? So I'm going to say that you probably fall on the straight side of the spectrum, but obviously you're still exploring your sexuality, so I wouldn't say you're fully straight. Maybe I need to make myself a little chart. So then we move on to sissies who, when they're dressed up in their girly clothes, they are attracted to the idea of quite a dominant, strong man, kind of putting them in their place or whatever their fantasy is, and they like to think about it, but they would never do anything with a man. You're slightly more to the gay side. Then we move to the ones who do want to have that interaction. Whether you have or you haven't had that sexual interaction with a man, but the fact that you are looking for it and you want to kind of moves you along. Some people really enjoy having a mistress or a woman in control to tell them, oh, you're going to do this to a man, you know, like you're going to be gay or you're going to be a good girl. And there's a lot of complex feelings surrounded, you know, like being dressed up as a girl, being used. Sometimes it might be a degradation thing, a humiliation thing, and other times it might be for pure enjoyment or exploring a different part of yourself, but that's up to you. Then we're going to move from sissies who only want sexual interaction with men when they're dressed up to those who crave it all the time and it's something that they keep thinking about and they interact with a lot of that media in their spare time. You're then further over. And then we have somebody who is just full blown in a relationship with a man. Where do you fit on the spectrum? How gay are you? Obviously there's a lot that goes in between this. What I would say is there's a big fantasy, especially with people that I work with, where they're like, do you think I'm gay though? I had sex with a man and I was wearing a dress, and do you think I'm gay? And I kind of have to ask them, do you want to be gay? And the reason I do that is because some people weren't reassured and some people really want told, you know, you are. But like I say, there's no straightforward answer. It kind of depends how you see yourself while you're in that situation, while you're dressed up, while you're being girly. Do you see yourself as a different person? Because if you kind of segment your personalities, if you're like a slutty girl while you're a sissy, you're having sex with a man, is that really gay? If you're not a man having sex with a man, are you gay? You're probably not straight, but you know, like typically gay. Depends. I don't know if this video is helping anyone, but hopefully it's giving you a little bit of something to think about. It is honestly a question I get asked all the time. A lot of people get worried about wearing the dress because I know there's still a little bit of a kind of pushback against men being more feminine and exploring their sexuality. And one thing I will say is that when I'm talking about sissies in this context, I am just talking about men who want to dress as women for sexual pleasure. Obviously I understand that there are non-binary people and trans people who enjoy feminization or sissification as a way to explore themselves, or that it can be a gateway, but I'm purely talking about the fetish of sissification from like a straight man point of view, because that's who most of my sort of sissies are, and I think it can be easier to break it down in the beginning stages. That's just my reasoning for kind of breaking it up like that, to make it easier for beginners to get into their head that it is a spectrum. I hope that that makes you a little bit more confident in exploring your sissy or girly side. Whether or not you're ready to kind of deal with being gay, or whether it's something that you want to just dress up and feel pretty and you're worried about exploring a different part of yourself, just ease into it. Just see how you feel. You know, there's nothing wrong with trying it and saying, I don't like this. You go as far as you feel comfortable, you take steps back when you want, just go at your own pace. And with kink, as long as you're safe and everyone consents, you're pretty much free to explore whatever part of you want. So just make sure that you're communicating with your partners and that you're kind of listening to yourself when you are exploring things and keeping safe, because I know some of you are very, very naughty and do very naughty things that I think are very dangerous, such as going to the woods alone at night to find people to use them. Some of you know who you are. Some of you I know, and some of you I don't know yet. Stop it. It gives me the absolute fear. I hope this has helped you a little bit. I'm Lara Sky. Remember to like, follow and comment what you would like me to talk about next time. Just make sure that it is safe for YouTube, please.